Hello! In this video, we're going to talk about the conic sections. In particular, pag-uusapan natin yung first two doon sa tatlong conic na pag-uusapan natin. The parabola and the ellipse. So, start na tayo doon sa unang conic na pag-uusapan natin, which is the parabola. At feeling ko siya yung pinakamadali. But before that, syempre, gaya ng sabi ko sa mga videos natin for every new lesson, sinusulat ko kung ano yung dapat nating matutunan para aware din kayo dun sa skills na sana ma-acquire ninyo after watching the video. So first, identify the parabola and ellipse and their properties. Sketch parabolas and ellipses. Determine equations for parabolas and ellipses given their properties. So, yun yung important ngayon. So, ano muna ibig sabihin ng conic section? So, from here, a conic section is a plane figure formed when a right circular cone, so ganitong itsura ng right circular cone, tapos nag-extend yan. Okay? Is cut by a plane. So, andito yung mga samples ng conic sections. So, pwedeng yung plane mo, pag in-intersect yung cone mo, you will have this curve. At yung curve na to, we call it the parabola. Ito naman, ellipse. And then you have the hyperbola. Dito sa tatlong tayong ito, interested. While pwede rin naman na ang intersection ng isang plane at cone ay circle, it can be a point, two intersecting lines. So, ito yung sa point ha. Baka natakpan ko nung nandito ako. So, it can be a point, a pair of intersecting lines, and a single line. So, dito tayo muna sa parabola. So, anong ibig sabihin ng parabola? So, a parabola is a set of points in the plane whose distance from a fixed point, we call that fixed point the focus, ito siya, is equal to its distance from a fixed line. We call it the directrix. So, ito yung directrix natin, yung broken red line. Yung parabola, that is the blue curve. Okay? Si parabola yung blue. At ano yung sinasabi niya? Set of all points equidistant from the fixed point and the fixed line. Yun yung mga point na nandito. So, all of these points are equidistant from your fixed point, focus, and fixed line directrix. So, take for example, this point, if you get its distance from the focus and its distance from the directrix, pag sinabi nating distance from a point to a line, perpendicular distance. So, mag-equal dapat ito. And same yung mangyayari for any point on the parabola. Let's say this point, you get its distance from the focus, from the directrix. They should have the same length. Itong naka-highlight ko ng red. Itong minamarkahan kong ito. Okay, so same distance dapat iyon. And let us unlock some terms lang before proceeding. Para mas madaling maintindihan. So, usog ko lang yun because I need space. I always need space. Okay, so yung first na sinasabi dito sa first bullet, a line through the focus. Asan si focus? Ito. That is perpendicular to the directrix. This is the directrix. You want a line perpendicular to that passing through the focus. We call that the axis of symmetry. So, ito yung axis of symmetry. Simply because, pag tinupi mo yung parabola mo doon, magko-coincide siya or symmetrical yung parabola about the axis of symmetry. Kaya siya tinawag na axis of symmetry. Next, the intersection of the axis of symmetry. Anong axis yan? Okay, axis of symmetry and the parabola is what we call the vertex. So, nasa nyo sa figure natin. So, this is the axis of symmetry. Ito yung vertex. Okay, yung malaking tuldok na ginawa ko. So, let me just write it there. So, change color tayo. So, ito yung tinatawag nating vertex. Maganda na yung malinaw, okay? And the distance of the vertex from the focus is absolute value of P. Or, vertex to directrix, absolute value of P. Kasi yung vertex mo is a part of the parabola and that is equidistant dun sa focus at saka doon sa line mo. At ang notation lang natin ay this is absolute value of P. This is the absolute value of P. So, magkasing haba ito at saka ito. Absolute value of P ang haba niya. And then next, the line segment with endpoints on the parabola and parallel to the directrix that contains the focus is what we call the latus rectum. So, buburahin ko muna itong mga sinulat ko dito para hindi siya distracting. So, pwede nyo i-pause yung video para kopyahin. Binibigyan ko kayo ng 1 second. 1. Okay, so burahin na natin. So, sabi dito, line segment, endpoints nasa parabola, parallel to directrix, dumadaan sa focus. Nasaan yun? So, dodrawing ko ng violet. Ayan. So, itong violet line segment na to is what we call the latus rectum. And the length of the latus rectum is, sulat natin, length of the latus rectum is 4 times the absolute value of P. Okay. And gusto ko lang ma-observe ninyo ay yung orientation ng parabola, nakadepende siya kung nasan yung directrix and the focus. In this example, you have the directrix and the focus to the right of the directrix. And your parabola opens to the right. So, it means kung yung directrix mo is this horizontal line and your focus is below the directrix, your parabola will open downward. Kung pag ganito naman, paslant yung directrix mo and yung focus mo andyan, your parabola will have this opening. Although hindi naman tayo interested sa mga paslantly opened parabola. We're just interested with the parabola that opens to the left, right, up, and down. At eto na nga, kakasabi ko lang. So, andito na yung mga equations ng parabola. So, we have 2 equations for the parabola or 2 forms ng equation niya. So, the first one is x minus h, quantity squared, equal to 4p times y minus k. And the other one, ang nakasquare si y minus k at yung 4p nandoon sa kabila. So, these 2 equations will produce 4 different parabolas with different openings. Okay? So, 4 parabolas with different openings depending on the sign of this P. So, tignan natin siya per column. So, for this equation, it will produce a parabola that either opens upward or downward. While this form, pag naka-square yung y, the parabola will open to the right or to the left. Baliktarin natin to. Okay, ayan. To the right or to the left. Ayan. Okay, so, ulit. So, for this form, pag naka-square si y, your parabola opens to the right or to the left. Okay? So, punta muna tayo sa column 1. So, if you have this form and P is positive, your parabola opens upward. If P is negative, the parabola opens downward. And if you have this form and P is positive, your parabola opens to the right. If P is negative, opens to the left. At andito yung summary ng mga ganap natin. So, the vertex of the parabola, ito yon, has coordinates HK. Yun yung silbi nung H tsaka K dyan. And the distance from the focus to one vertex, gaya ng sinabi natin sa previous slide, absolute value of P, And the length of the latus rectum is 4 times the absolute value of P. So let us try to answer some exercises using this table. Let us sketch the graph of this. So ang first thing is to write the equation in the form na ito or ito. And depending on the sign of P, ma-identify mo kung opening upwards, downwards, right, left. So, kailangan yung naka-square, nasa isang side lang siya. So, magiging 12y equal to x square. Or, this is x minus 0 square equal to 12 times y minus 0. So, from here, this is h, this is k. At ano raw yung number na nandito? That is 4p. So, 4p is 12. Meaning, p is equal to 3. Yung form na ginamit natin is x minus h square equal to 4p y minus k. Okay? Naka-square yung x, so therefore, the parabola opens upward or downward. But since p is positive, the parabola will open upwards. So, let us sketch the graph. Sulat nga natin, this is the vertex. So, madali-dali ito example na ito. Your vertex is at the origin. So, this is x, this is y. And then, opening upward. And yung focus mo, 3 units away from the origin. Kasi yun yung vertex mo. So, this is the focus, 0, 3. So, your parabola will look like something. So, nasan yung directrix? Yung directrix nasa ilalim. Three units away din from the vertex from here. Kasi 3 units ito. So, 3 units dapat. Then, yung sa directrix. So, anong label nun? Y equal to 3. This is the directrix. Y negative 3. Ayan, yan na ang ating sketch. For the first example. Punta tayo sa next example natin. Let us sketch the graph of this parabola. Actually, from the equation pa lang, malalaman mo na parabola siya. How do you know that it's a parabola? Yung isang variable, naka-square. Yung isa, linear lang. So, example, naka-square si y dito. Linear lang kay x. And in the previous example, naka-square si x, linear yung y. So, that is an easy way of identifying the parabola from its equation. Okay, so ito, naka-square yung y. Dapat naka-isolate siya sa isang side. So, negative 4x. Nilipat ko ito sa kabila. Divide both sides by 3. And then, meron kang y minus 0 square equal to negative 4/3 times x minus 0. Sinulat natin siya sa form na y minus k squared equal to 4p x minus h. So, meaning our vertex hk is equal to 0, 0. Origin na naman ng vertex natin. At nasan si 4p? This is 4p. 4p is negative 4/3. So, divide both sides by 4. You will get p equal to negative 1/3. Negative siya. But according to dun sa table natin, pag naka-square yung y, the parabola opens to the right or to the left. And if p is negative, it will open to the left. So, opening to the left itong parabolang ito. So, sketch natin yung graph. I need space. So the vertex is at the origin, opening to the left. Asan si negative? Something pa ganyan, no? So let's say this is negative 1/3, comma 0. So ang focus mo, andito. Ang directrix mo, andito siya. At ang equation niya, since vertical line, x equal to 1/3. Because 1/3 units away from the origin. So this is our directrix. Clear ba yun? So something pa ganyan yung magiging sketch ng graph. Punta naman tayo dun sa last example for, hindi pala last, second to the last example for the parabola. So let us sketch the graph of this, identify the focus, endpoints of the latus rectum, and the directrix. So unang-una, kailangan maisulat ito sa form na nandito sa table natin. Ito. At sabi dun sa choice, sabi dun sa question, naka-square yung y. So, ibig sabihin, pipilitin mo siya na maging ganito yung itsura. So, ang sagot dyan sa parabola mo, either opening to the right ka or to the left. Okay, so ano yung gagawin natin dito? So, ko-complete natin yung square ng y. Kopyahin ko lang So, lahat ng may y sa kaliwa, lahat ng walang y sa kanan. Anong idadagdag natin dito para maging perfect square siya? We add, divide nyo to by 2 squares. So, plus 16 sa kaliwa, plus 16 sa kanan. And then, we have y plus 4 square equal to, kailangan naka-factor out yung coefficient ni x. Negative 4x minus 4. So, ang form na niya is y minus k square equal to 4p x minus h. So, our vertex hk ay 4, negative 4. Dito nakuha yung 4, dito nakuha yung negative 4. Ninenegate mo yung signs. Okay? At saka, ang 4p mo ay 4p mo is negative 4. So, p is negative 1. Sabi natin, opening to the left or right na lang yan. But since p is negative, opening to the left na lang siya. So, actually, ang importante lang naman sa parabola para ma-sketch mo siya is the orientation, yung opening niya kung left, right, up, down, and the vertex lang. Dalawa lang yung kailangan mo talaga. Pero kung nagpapahingi ng focus, directrix, latus rectum, something, at yung iba pang parts, you need yung value ng p or yung absolute value ni p, which is 1. So, graph na natin siya. So, nasaan ang parabola natin? Nasaan ang vertex niyan? Nasa quadrant 4, no, kasi 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So, this is the vertex for negative 4. And opening siya to the left. So, para lang ma-remind ako na opening siya to the left, ganyan yung ginagawa ko. Okay? So, opening to the left. Sabi natin, the focus is 1 unit from the vertex. So, our focus, andito siya, 1 unit to the left daw. So, anong coordinates nun? Ang coordinates niya ay magmo-move ka ng 1 unit to the left. So, 3, negative 4. I-read natin. Opening to the left tayo. So, what are the endpoints of the latus rectum? Okay, kailangan yung endpoints. So, tinignan ko lang yung endpoints. Compute muna natin yung length of the latus rectum. Length of the latus rectum for absolute value ni P, which is 4 times 1 because the absolute value of P is 1. So, 4. So, ibig sabihin, from the focus, 4 units yung length nun. Tag 2 units upward, downward from the focus. So, kung magmumove ka 2 units upward, ano yung point na yon? So, 3, negative 2. Kasi nag-add ka ng 2 units sa negative 4. Tapos kung pababa, x-coordinate stays the same. Tapos negative 4 minus 2, which is negative 6. So, yung end ng latus rectum of latus rectum, so we have 3, negative 2, 3, negative 6. Anong itsura ng parabola natin? Ibublo ko na lang. So, something pa ganyan. Ano pa ibang hinihingi? Kompleto na ba to? So, nangihingi din siya ng meron na tayong focus, endpoints ng latus rectum, directrix na lang. Okay, so balik tayo sa ating figure. Re-rewrite ko lang yung vertex kasi I need space. So, vertex is 4, negative 4. So, the directrix is 1 unit away from the vertex pero to the right. 1 unit, 1 unit. So, ito yung directrix mo. It's a vertical line. Na i-red na lang natin siya. Usog natin. So, ang equation ng directrix is x equal to, anong x-coordinate nito? So, 4, 5. So, x equal to 5. So, yan yung sketch at yung mga hinihingi sa kanya. So, punta tayo dun sa last question sa parabola. So, eto, pabaliktad naman, binigyan tayo ng information, hahanapin mo yung equation. Samantalang yung kanina, binigyan tayo ng equation, pinapahanap yung information, tsaka yung graph niya. Sabi dito, find an equation of a parabola given that the focus is at 3, 2, and the directrix is the line y equal to 4. So, ang kailangan para mahanap ang equation ng parabola, sabi ko kanina, ang important ay the orientation, the vertex, tapos yung P. Okay, kapag equation. So, tatlo yung kailangan to find the equation. Orientation, focus, and yung P. So, magkaroon lang muna tayo ng rough sketch ha. So, nasan ba si 3, 2? Kahit hindi ka na nga mag-drawing na XY plane, let's say this is 3, 2. This is the focus. So, yung y coordinate mo 2. So, yung line mo na y equal to 4, horizontal line, dadaan yan sa mga points na ang y coordinate ay 4. So, andito yung directrix mo. Gusto ko straight line. So, this is y equal to 4. That is your directrix. So, from here, malalaman mo agad yung orientation ng parabola mo. Your parabola opens downward. At pag downward ng parabola, meron na tayong form sa kanya doon sa nasa table natin. Doon sa nasa table natin, kung i-check ninyo, the parabola has equation x minus h square equal to 4p times y minus k, where p is negative. Okay? So, alamin natin yung hk. So, ang hk, which is the vertex, nasa gitna nitong line segment na to, nung focus to directrix. Pero anong distansya nitong dalawa? That is 2 units. So, 1 unit dapat ito. So, magiging vertex natin ay, the x-coordinate is 3 pa rin. pareha nito, ang gagalaw yung y. So, aangat ka ng 1 unit from 2, which is 3. So, our HK, or the vertex, is 2, 2. 3, 3 pala. Saan ko nakuha yung 2, 2? Ito, 3, 3. That is the vertex. So, okay na, libre na yung HK. So, yung next naman is the absolute value of T. Absolute value of P ay yung distansya mo from pwedeng focus to vertex or vertex to directrix. Doon tayo sa focus to vertex. Gano'ng kahaba yun? That is 1 unit. Pero sabi natin, P must be negative because our parabola opens downward. So, ano yung number such that its absolute value is 1 and it is negative? So, dapat siya ay si negative 1, that number. Tapos, pa-plug in na lang natin dito. So, we get the equation is x minus 3 square equal to 4 times negative 1 is negative 4 times y minus 3. And that ends our discussion on parabola. So, yung next clip natin ay para naman sa ellipse.